How much does health insurance pay for an ambulance ride? Imagine you're in an emergency and need to get to the hospital fast. You call for an ambulance, but how much of that cost will your health insurance cover? That's what we're here to find out. When it comes to ambulance rides, health insurance coverage depends on a few key things. First, the ride must be medically necessary. That means a doctor or emergency responder has to say you needed urgent care that only an ambulance could provide. If it's not an emergency, insurance probably won't pay. There are two main types of ambulance services: ground ambulance and air ambulance. Ground ambulances are the ones on wheels, like the ones you see in movies. Air ambulances are helicopters or planes used in very serious cases or remote areas. Because air ambulances are more expensive, insurance coverage can be different. Most health insurance plans will pay part of the cost if the ambulance ride is approved as medically necessary. But you should know that you might still have to pay some out-of-pocket costs. These can include co-payments, co-insurance, or deductibles. For example, if your plan has a 20% co-insurance and the ambulance costs $1,000, you would pay $200. Insurance plans often have rules about which ambulance services they will cover, many requiring the ambulance provider to be in their network. If you use an out-of-network service, your costs could be much higher, or they might not be covered at all. Also, some plans have limits on how much they will pay for ambulance services each year. For Latinos in America, understanding this is especially important. Many may not have insurance or might have plans with high deductibles. Medicaid, which many eligible Latinos qualify for, usually covers ambulance rides with little or no cost to the patient. Medicare, for those over 65 or with certain disabilities, also covers ambulance services when they are medically necessary. It's worth noting that ambulance costs can be very high. A typical ground ambulance ride can cost from a few $100s to over $1,000. Air ambulance services can cost $10,000 or more. Having insurance that covers emergency transportation can save you from a big bill. If you are traveling outside the United States or living abroad, some insurance plans include emergency medical evacuation coverage. This pays for air ambulance transport to the nearest suitable hospital. It's a separate benefit from standard ambulance coverage and often requires a special plan or extra coverage. In summary, health insurance usually covers ambulance rides if they are medically necessary and provided by an approved service. The amount paid depends on your plan, whether the service is in network, and if you meet any limits or requirements. For Latinos in America, knowing that your insurance can help with these costs is important. It's also helpful to ask your provider about coverage details and to keep your insurance information handy in case of an emergency.